So, for absolutely no reason whatsoever, totally coincidental, I've decided let's try YouTube again. Yes, that's right. Anyways, live action remakes began to plague the film industry recently, and instead of fresh ideas, the new pitch strategy just seems to be, how about instead of making a brand new movie and putting effort into the script and development process, we just make the same thing again, but live action. That's the greatest damn idea I've heard this entire decade. Let's only do this from now on. So studios seem to have cracked that box office formula, and suddenly everything from my childhood was either getting a reboot, sequel, or half-baked Disney Plus series. And this has worked. It's making hundreds of millions of dollars and the cash flow keeps coming in. That brings us to the movie of the day, the How to Train Your Dragon live action remake. Back in November, when the adaptation was announced, I was ecstatic. At the time that this teaser had been released, me and my friend were actually going to Sydney to see the How to Train Your Dragon live orchestra, so my hype couldn't have been any higher. Now that I've seen this movie, I've got a few opinions that I'd like to share with you guys. Now, I'd give a spoiler warning, but it's the exact same as the original, guys. Seriously, it's been 15 years, it's a shot-for-shot remake. Enough said. Now, I did absolutely adore this movie. I mean, look at me, I literally have to align myself a little bit. I was nervous the dragons would lose their charm in live action, but they did really look gorgeous. Toothless was phenomenal, and CGI-wise, this film delivered. Now, I would like to address the cast in this movie. Mason Thames, he did come off as a bit of a rebellious teen. That's what I kind of felt here at the start, but as it progressed, he did genuinely become Hiccup. He had that real nice awkward charm, and it was a really great performance, solid by him. Nico Parker had very strong scenes. There was a bit of controversy in her casting, but I think she nailed it. Chemistry with the cast, the rivalry turned romance, felt earned, and just a really solid performance by herself as well. Now, the absolute standout that I'm sure everyone knew it was going to be was Gerard Butler. Absolutely nailed his stoic performance again, being one of the only ones to come back for this live action remake. I couldn't have seen a better person to portray stoic in this movie. He really just showed us the passion that he held for this character. Julian Dennison, Fishlegs, he was quieter than I expected. He did suffer a little bit from, I think, the audio mixing, and I'll talk as well about another character I believe suffered from this a bit later, but really solid. He showed everything that Fishlegs was in the original movie, and yeah, it's very happy to see what he brought to it. Gabriel Howard, he was a very standout actor in this one. At first it seemed he'd be overdoing the performance a little bit, but he really nailed Snotlout. I think he even gained a bit of complexity, unlike a lot of other characters, through his additional scenes and dialogues he had with his father that kind of got touched on in the TV series, but not a whole lot in the movies. So it was really nice to see him gain that additional attention. Now for what I'd consider the weaker characters of this remake. Bronwyn James and Harry Trevelyan tried, and no doubt, but the twin dynamic just didn't translate. They hardly felt like siblings in this movie. Yeah, there is a joke made about this, but I don't think that compensates for the actual lack of dynamic these characters have, and it does make me nervous for the next movie to see how they're gonna continue that dynamic. It's really tough to see, tough, with Rough Nut being a full girl boss now and Tough Nut being a Andrew Tate stan. They just don't have any character depth to them at the moment. They're just very surface level, in-your-face characters. Now brings me to the performance of Gobber. There's a lot of missed potential for this character. I think Nick Frost really did try in this role, but his live action performance just did not translate to anything close to what the animated movie had brought to Gobber. His accent was slipping, and the audio mixing was just so awkward. It made it very difficult to hear a lot of his scenes. So a lot of the emotional beats that really had me in the animated movie were kind of getting just missed because, I just couldn't hear what he was saying a lot of the time. Now, as a whole, this movie to me was brilliant. I'm absolutely pleased with how it did come out. I love all things How to Train Your Dragon so far, aside from that weird series that we don't talk about. And yeah, seeing this live action was just utterly breathtaking to me. It just brings me to this question: did this need to happen? I'd like to show a little snippet from an interview with Dean DeBlois that pretty much captures my thoughts exactly.
Why take on the remake yourself?
Because Universal approached me about doing a live action reimagining, and I thought if they're going to do it, I wanted to volunteer to kind of keep the wonder and the emotion intact. And being somebody who's not a fan of this remake trend, I thought if it's going to be done, I at least feel like I could carry over the integrity of what fans like about the animated movies.
You can tell he only returned to ensure the adaptation didn't derail the original vision he had for this series, and what we got was exactly that, just the exact same movie, just repackaged into the live action scene. Now, I know the sequel is already confirmed, and yes, I am very curious to see how they adapt the second film. I am absolutely sure I would love that movie, and probably will watch it again as I will this one. But I just do hope that we don't continuously feed into this trend of live action reboots and slow it down, as we can see, judging on some of the other movies that have been coming out in the recent years, how quickly they can ruin beloved IPs. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also drop a comment of your thoughts on the movie, and be sure to catch me next time when I upload. Thanks, fellas.